All right, so we're here on Página 6 of your Vocabulario Verde, and we're going to learn a little bit more about gusta. So gusta we learned in the Vocabulario Amarillo, and we learned to say things like I like to swim, I like to dance, me gusta bailar, me gusta nadar, no me gusta ir a escuela, no me gusta trabajar, things like that. So we're going to add on to that just a little bit. So you had learned me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, but you hadn't learned how to say we like and they like. So that's the first thing we're going to learn. So let's start up here. Remember when we first learned me gusta, gustar is a verb that does not directly translate. It literally means to be pleasing. Okay, so if you said me gusta esquiar, you're really saying literally to ski is pleasing to me. But in English we would just say I like to ski. So that'll be important a little bit later, like what it actually means. So let's look down at this chart here. Me gusta, I like bailar. And if you just wanted to say we like to dance, all you have to do is change this pronoun out for this one, and that is it. Nos gusta bailar. So that's pretty simple. Since we already knew these first three, this one, again, we're not going to use, but it's just there to fill in the chart. You only had these two new pronouns to learn, so that's not too much. Just remember that you have to have one of these pronouns before you have gusta, always. Me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, nos gusta, or les gusta. Always have to have one of those. Now don't get nos here confused with nosotros. They're different words. Nos is not just a shortening for nosotros. It's like the difference between us, this is us, and nosotros is we. So they are different words. All right, so that part's not too hard, but it gets a little bit difficult in this next section. So here in this blank, when we use the verb gustar in the above chart to talk about activities we like. Circle this activities. And then or things. Things goes in this blank, things. Or things we like. Okay? So I could say I like to swim, or I could say I like pizza. And in English, there's not really anything different about it, but in Spanish, it is slightly different to say that you like a thing instead of liking an activity. All you've learned how to say is that you like activities. So there's a rule to remember when you want to say you like a thing. And unfortunately, on this vocab packet, I didn't put that in here. I should have put it right here, but I didn't. So over here in this little space you have on your green packet, I want you to write this little reminder to yourself here. And that is, when using gusta with a thing or a noun, you must use the word the. So that's a little bit funky because I have told you over and over again, don't use the unless you mean to say the. And this is the exception. So it doesn't actually translate in the sentence, but you still have to use the when you use a noun. So back to these examples up here. I like to swim. Me gusta nadar. But if you say I like pizza, since pizza is a noun, you have to use the word the for that would go with pizza. And you'd actually say me gusta la pizza. So that's what I mean when I say it doesn't translate exactly, because this literally says I like the pizza, but really it just means I like pizza. So you got to ask yourself whenever you're going to say you like something, am I talking about a noun? So if you said any of these, actually, let's do these examples over here. So I want you to, first of all, I want you to cross off this whole let's try it section, this right here. Just cross that out. And we're just going to do the sentences down here. So right here, okay? He likes hamburger. So he likes, this is the he box, right? This is I, you, he, she, you formal, it, we, y'all, and they. So he likes le gusta. Now, in front of le gusta, I am going to have to add one thing, and that is the word he, because notice that, le could be he, she, you form, or it. So you have to specify which one you're talking about when you use le or les. So since I use le, I have to say el in front of it. El le gusta. And then I have to ask myself, am I talking about, does he like a thing or not? And yes, he does. He likes hamburger. So I have to use the word the in front of the word hamburger. Remember that there are 4 ways to say the. El, la, los, and las. They all mean the. So over here we use la because hamburguesa is feminine. Back over here, we like nos gusta, and then breakfast is a noun. Since it's a noun, we have to use the word the. El desayuno. Down here, they like, again, since it's this bottom, one of these bottom 2, we have to specify that it's they. Otherwise, less could be used for you all also. So we're going to say they first. Then les gusta. And is bacon a noun? Yes. So we have to use the word the in front of it. So as a reminder, we used el because desayuno is a masculine singular word. Same with this. El because tocino is masculine and singular. Okay, one more thing to practice. Another practice over here is this. If I said, let's do you like to eat cheese. Oops. You like to eat cheese. So you're going to start with te gusta. And then you have to ask yourself, do you like a noun or not? Well, your first instinct is probably, yeah, he likes cheese. But really, the answer is no. You like to eat. It's whatever comes right after like. What do you like? I like to eat. So since to eat is not a noun, that's to eat, I'm going to not use the word the. Te gusta comer queso. If it were just you like cheese, then it is you liking a noun. And therefore it would be el queso. But since you're liking to eat, it's comer queso. All right, then let's move on. So up here it says when we talk about more than one thing, we add, and what goes in that blank is the letter, is the letter N. Okay, when we talk about more than one thing, we add N to gusta. So let's look over here again. Let me give you some examples. So if I said I like bacon, it would be me gusta. It's a noun, so I have to use el, tocino. But I like bacon and eggs. Now I like more than one thing. So I'd say me gustan. I'm adding an N to it. See the N? And there's still, well, it doesn't want me to capitalize, but there's still noun, so I would have to say el tocino y los huevos. So I like, with an N on the end, el tocino y los huevos. The reason is because really, this is, I want you to actually see the ending of this, so I'm going to change it to red. So just quickly for the reason why it's an on the end, remember that you have the verb gustar, and it means to be pleasing. So gustar is an AR verb after all, right? It ends in AR. So to conjugate an AR verb, you would change the ending to o, as, a, amos, or on. Well, actually, let's look at it this way. It's a little bit easier. No, why is it doing that? Okay, so gustar would be conjugated gusto, gustas, gusta, gustamos, gustan. Well, if you look at this sentence, I like bacon. What it really means is bacon is pleasing to me. So what's doing the action in that sentence? It's not I, it's it. Bacon is an it. Bacon is doing the pleasing. I know that sounds weird. So bacon is an it. That's why we use the it ending, this one here. But if I had this sentence, I like bacon and eggs. Now bacon and eggs is not an it anymore. It's a they. They are pleasing to me. And because it's they, I'm going to use the they ending on. So another example would be we like, well, let's look at the examples over here actually. So the books are pleasing to him. We're going to actually write that as he likes books, okay, because that's how we would say it in English. He likes books. You like posters, and you like the pen and pencil. Okay, so this is he likes books. So over here, he likes, remember you have to say L in front, or I can't really write it in there. I guess it's going to be kind of a mess. So I'm going to write it over here. So you have to say L in front of it, and when you say L, le gusta, you have to think, are you talking about plural things? Yes, you are. Books. Add an N. And then books are nouns, so you have to use the word the in front. Libros. Okay? So you try the other two. And then the last thing on this note said, sometimes we want to say that we love something. And when we do, we use here Encanta instead of Gusta. And then it works the exact same way. You ask yourself, do you need, is it a noun? Do you need the word the? Is it plural? Do you need to add an N to it? And then are you wanting to say you like or love it? So try these out as well. All right, let me know if you have any questions.